Hey friends, Alan Lee here with the Handyman Journey Coaching, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Our mission here is to help you discover freedom, equip leaders, and change the status quo of the handyman industry altogether. So if you're interested in any of that, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more awesome content just like this. Today's video, we are going to be talking about how to become a handyman. Ultimately, there are 4 steps that you need to do, and we're going to dig into them right now. The first thing that you need to do to start a handyman business is do a little research. Research local laws in your city, in your state. Figure out what is required to become a handyman and what handyman can't do and what handyman can do. Now, it's very important because in different states, there are a bunch of different laws and different regulations. Some states you can't really do anything as a handyman. Some states you're pretty much a wide open contractor as a handyman. So it's very different. Laws vary in huge ways. So it's very important to know exactly what your state and what your city laws require you to have, what they allow you to do, what they don't allow you to do as far as handyman work. So the best way that you can do that research is simply call your local city hall. So the city that you live in or the county that you live in, give them a call. Give them a call and basically ask them straightforward, what is required of a handyman in this particular city, this particular county, or this particular state? They will either have the information or they will have some information and direct you to the right person who can get you the information that you're looking for. But don't skimp on this step. You need to know what your laws and regulations are in your local city and state. Very important so that you can be above the law and do things on the up and up, do things the right way. Just as an example, in most states, what is required at least at a minimum to be a handyman is get a general business license and general liability insurance. Some cities will require you to have 2 business licenses, a special business license and a general, but typically a general business license and a general liability insurance policy, typically of up to $1 million, will suffice for most cities and states. But also you need to do your own research to make sure that you are covering what exactly needs to be covered in your particular jurisdiction. The second thing that you need to do to start your handyman business is to choose some handyman training or handyman courses. Very important to get some training, get some courses to help you along the way. There's a lot of people out there that are maybe a few steps ahead of you in the handyman journey, in the handyman business, that can help guide you along the way. One huge resource that I would highly recommend is to get involved in our Handyman Journey Mastermind group on Facebook. It's a free group. There's about 10,000 people in there today, and it's absolutely fantastic. The wealth of knowledge in there has blown my mind on many occasions. There's people in there that have been doing it for 20, 30 years. There's people that are just starting out. There's people that are still toying around with the idea of starting out. So I'll put that link in the description below, but I would highly recommend that as just really a starting basis. Another great way that you can get more information is simply go to the handymanjourney.com, handymanjourney.com, and we have a bunch of great resources there to help guide you along this handyman journey and how to start your business. There's also a few different things that you can do to gain this information and gain this knowledge. One huge way is you can simply go to a trade school, you can go to a junior college to learn things either about business or revolving around the handyman trade. You can take small electrical classes, plumbing classes, things like that, simply at the junior college to make it fairly inexpensive. Another great thing that you can do is you can simply volunteer, right? Volunteering for places like Habitat for Humanity or building houses or things like that is a great resource. Oftentimes they have contractors on staff that can actually train you and they can walk you through as you are actually building the house or working on the plumbing or electrical or whatever portion of the house that they are building at that moment. So you can learn a lot by doing that. Another great thing that I love to do, if you have kind of an inquisitive mind in engineering and you can reverse engineer things, is simply go out to where they're building houses. They're a huge housing tract where before they put drywall up, the electricals all ran, the plumbing's all ran, and just look at how they frame these houses, how they build these houses, how they plumb them, how they run electrical. It's really fascinating, and it really helps you to kind of understand and kind of have some x-ray vision of what might be behind walls in particular houses. The third step of starting your handyman business is establishing your pricing and your sales for your services. Very important. You do not want to miss this step. Most people, we've talked about this in many other videos. I will actually link one right up here. But how to price handyman jobs is such a huge topic, and we get so many questions on that particular topic. So that is why actually a few years back, I actually took the time and I wrote the Handyman Pricing Handbook. I would highly recommend you check out this book. It's a really great resource just to help guide you to figure out what your pricing needs to be as a handyman and how to price certain jobs, how to do different types of pricing. It's really fantastic. There's a whole host of information in there that I would highly recommend you check out. And then knowing what kind of services you want to perform in your handyman business is huge. Do you want to do large bathroom remodels? Do you want to do small things like ceiling fans, kitchen faucets, light fixtures? What kind of realm do you want to, what kind of stuff do you want to do? Are you really good at painting? Do you like painting? Do you want to only do doors? Do you want to only do woodworking? These are important questions that you need to ask yourself to figure out what kind of services you want to provide in your handyman businesses and base your pricing around those particular jobs to make sure that you do that correctly. But pricing is a huge topic. You want to make sure that you nail that one down and don't just choose a number out of thin air. Most people are like, well, at my old job, I made 25 bucks an hour, so I'm going to charge $50 an hour and that should be good. I'm going to make some good money. That's a lie, and you will definitely lose a lot of money if you do that, depending on your location. Very, very important. There's a few key aspects that you need to look into when you're talking about pricing your handyman work. One of them is expenses. Just what does it take you to run your business? What it takes you to run your business may be completely different than what it takes the guy down the street to run his business because, you know, maybe his wife, you know, is bringing in $500,000 a year or whatever it is, and he doesn't really have that much expenses. Whereas for you, you might be the sole provider in your household or something like that. So it's very important to figure out what your exact pricing on. Again, check out that video that I linked up here a while back. The fourth step in starting your handyman business is simply become a handyman and grow your business. It's absolutely fantastic when you get to that point, but if you don't follow the prior steps of figuring out what your pricing needs to be and things like that and your regulations, you can't really get to that point of, you know, establishing your business and growing it and providing for your family. A handyman business can really be something special, can really be something that gives you that freedom. It can really turn you into that leader. It can turn you into that provider that you've always wanted to be, but you have to take the steps that are needed to get to that point. So at this point, you're ready to choose a handyman business name, type of, you know, general liability insurance, things like that. Establish a logo, establish a brand, establish a website, which if you're looking to establish a website, I would highly recommend you check out handymanmarketingpros.com. They're absolutely the best in the handyman industry of helping handymen with all marketing stuff in general, Facebook, SEO, websites, everything. Check out handymanmarketingpros.com. They are the best resource when they're talking about that. They actually even helped me establish my business name, figure out what my business name should be. So they will really help you. Jason Call over there is absolutely fantastic, and he will help you out with any marketing questions that you might have. And then the last thing is you definitely want to make sure that you continue your handyman business training so that you can stay up to date on the new things that are coming out, the new ways of doing things. You can learn new ways of doing things, learn quicker ways, more efficient ways of doing things. Just because you've been doing something one way for say 5 years or 20 years doesn't mean that there's not a better way out there to do it. There's more than one way to skin a cat. So being involved in a community that can give you different ideas is very invaluable. So I would highly recommend you check out the Handyman Journey Mastermind group on Facebook. It's a free group. It's got about 10,000 people in it right now. Great source just for all kinds of information handyman related. I'll put a link to that in the description below. Highly recommend you check that out. So this has been a quick video of how to become a handyman in 4 simple steps. Leave me a comment in the comment section below with what your thoughts were on this video. Like this video and subscribe to this channel, and we will catch you guys on the next one.